We've had everything in the press. Let's get into it. But first off, boys, how are we all doing?
Yeah, good man. Looking forward to this one.
I'm not looking forward to this one, but I'm
Well, we'll
always
get into that
Why?
one.
Do you hear Ted?
I'm always happy to see you boys, Akil, Absar, and yeah,
मेरा नाम चेता भूल गया.
you're a bit too Haraami for me today.
Haraami? Is it Haraami?
Yes.
Like a salami? Yeah.
Yes,
Kale
yes,
Haraami
yes.
ਹੁੰਦਾ है मी Haraami ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ come on.
Oh यार,
Get into them.
मेरा टेड पड़ गया वाड़ा वागा मामा यार.
Right, listen, boys. I mentioned the Bayern Munich game, yeah? We all saw the game. We all saw what happened. What did you make of it, man?
Shall I go first?
The floor's yours.
Yeah, all yours.
Hey, you know what? We'll let Akil go first today. Akil normally jumps in. Let Akil start.
You know what? I miss Fred. Fred on that pitch would have been more useful than Rashford just walking around feeding fucking kids. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, bro, Fred no end there. Come on.
No,
He's
trust
gone,
me,
bro. He's gone.
It doesn't matter. You know what? When I said like I wanted Fred, I would rather keep Fred. Everyone came for me. You know what, bro? Fred would literally do more on the pitch than Rashford, Fernandes, Ericsson, Martinez.
Akil, you forget Fred has been here. He's played for Manchester United.
But the thing is, though, Ericsson hasn't got the legs. Fred has. That's what I'm saying.
You got Amrabat. You've got Kobe Mainoo.
But did they play though?
You can't pick and choose when they're injured. What about Fred? What about Fred was injured? Do you know what I mean?
We're going after.
If we're going isolated, if we just go and buy I wish Roy Keane was still here.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm just saying, it's a Munich game. We've sold Fred. We could have sold McTominay. What did McTominay do? He lost the ball.
To sell him.
No. Yeah, but that's fine. But we didn't sell him though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was no. It's not. We didn't sell Maguire. It wasn't one for the best trying.
McTominay came on. He lost the ball. He did nothing. He did absolute nothing.
Have you guys seen that clip on Twitter?
Yeah, when he didn't run
the
back.
Ball to Upper Meccano and he ends up like 20 yards behind him.
Yeah. No, but I get that. But remember, there was used to be a running joke. You just did not know what Fred was going to turn up. More often than not, it was the shit Fred that used to turn up, but you didn't know the one who was going to be put into row Z or into the top corner. And more often than not, you used to get the Fred that used to put in the top row Z.
I think the issue is, this is my take on it. I think the reality is, as long as he keeps playing Cass and Ericsson and Bruno in midfield away from home, we will continue to lose. However, I'm very optimistic because I think Amrabat will solve a lot of problems. Kobe Mainoo will solve a lot of problems. But temporarily, I hope, whilst they are not in the picture, that Erik ten Hag addresses it a bit more quickly. Our away record is getting really, really embarrassing. You know what? You might laugh at me, but even if he means putting Martinez as a holding midfielder next to Cass, playing Bruno above, just change it up a little bit. Just so that way,
I don't think
he's got.
Why are we going to put square pegs in round holes?
He has to do something urgently if these players ain't coming back. Bro,
Martinez in that CDM role is going to get exposed just like Casemiro has already.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not saying leave him on his own. I'm saying to you, sometimes you have to change your shape to get a result.
Tej, can I just jump in there quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
Martinez is too short, bro. He's not going to cut it there, bro. He's too short.
He is a solid workhorse, and sometimes you just need legs in the middle. And I'm saying to you, even if it means you play him and Cass in the middle and you slip that Johnny Evans at centre half again temporarily away from home, it can happen. Now, I'm not saying that would have been the case against Bayern Munich. Me personally, on the Bayern Munich game, I would have just played Scott and I would have stuck with Scott because Scott, yes, granted, he can't pick out those passes and he hasn't got what Ericsson's got in his locker, but he would have been a lot more solid and a lot more reliable than Ericsson because Ericsson was
Scott played and look what happened when he came on.
Yeah, that was his first game he started in God knows how long. But you know what? you got to stick with him in the current situation you're in. You have to stick with him. If we have to stick with Rashford on the left wing, because let's be honest, he is the best we've got on that left position. He has to stick with central midfielders who are actually central midfielders. Christian Eriksen, with the greatest respects to him, I think he was a talented top player, but he cannot play in that position for Manchester United because he just gets sliced open like a knife through butter. That's my opinion on the midfield only. In terms of the result, in terms of the game, truthfully, I didn't think we'd win. I thought we'd get spanked. I think Simon Jordan said a little piece on it. It was like a bit of a pity date. I didn't feel at any point we were going to win that game. I didn't feel at any point that's it. The only positives I seen, I know he's gotten a lot of stick for it, but I thought Plestri played really well. And I thought, considering who he was up against, I thought he did really, really well. One of the best left backs in the world, in my opinion. And you know what? He held his own. Yes, granted, you know what? He didn't do anything extraordinary, but he played well, and there was some tight moments where he come out of it and he showed a lot of discipline. I thought he played well. As for Højlund, I thought again he gives so much. I think he's just such an exciting prospect. I can't wait to see him flourish, and I think he definitely will. You know, I'm not going to spend hours talking about Rashford. There was instances where he was positive. There was instances where he lost the ball and he was too ball greedy. But I've come to expect this now. But as a whole, we need those couple of central midfielders back in. We need Amrabat urgently. And you know what? Martinez got a lot of plaudits last year, but I'm really starting to see that, you know what? A lot of it was down to Varane. A lot of it is down to Varane, because unless he's there, not many people can complement him. I do think Victor is out of his depth. I really do. But as a whole, I mean, let's be honest, boys. Did any of you boys actually think we'd go there and win? Truthfully?
No.
I didn't. I remember saying to the lads in work, if it's like a 4-0 loss, I'll be happy, because I thought we were going to get trounced. I thought we started reasonably well, but we missed one chance, heads dropped, and the more the game went on, Bayern grew into it. And then, do we even talk about the penalty? Do you want to talk about the penalty?
Oh, mate, I just like you said. I think I was happy. Well, I wasn't happy, but you know, I could have accepted a 2-0 loss, a 3-1 loss. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, in the end, it was 4-3, and some people saying it was flattering. I don't think, you know. I mean, I know they hit the post a couple of times, but we also had our chances as well, where we could have done stuff. And let's be honest with ourselves, that was Bayern Munich's best team. Bayern Munich's best team, that was. I don't think there's anyone in there that wasn't started or was there that was injured that you think, well, he could have played for him. That was probably our barest team that we've got. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we've talked about the midfield, we've talked about centre backs, right back, left back. And with all due respect, we came out there 4-3. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said, it's easy going in on our team here at the moment and saying, oh, we should have done this, oh, we should have done that. But we've got 12 players out, from what I understand. 10 injuries and 2 enforced players aren't playing.
What's your thoughts on the new left back? And the
Reguilon.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
did it right. No, he played it right.
Yeah, he did.
Good. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, he showed a bit about him, didn't he? He showed a bit of bite. I thought.
No, look, both games he's played really well. I can't fault him, but I sat there just thinking, man, we're Manchester United, and we're having to use a left back that's been a cast off from Spurs on a loan deal.
This left back ran from the left side to the right side and got in a clean tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, even Rashford would have given up 2 yards in from the left side.
Yeah, but then, you're just saying about Martinez. He's not been the same.
Yeah, I know. But
You know,
if you put Fred in there,
Atta,
if you put Fred in there, he would have done the same thing what Reguilon did.
I doubt it somehow.
You know what?
This
is totally random. This is totally random. But I'm just going to say it anyway. So we've had a Tyler been fitting the ensuite bathroom in, and he's a really good
Fred?
toilet.
Is he Fred?
No, his name's Reese, and he does apparently does all the celebrities and that. He's done all like the Love Island people, all the Mark Wright and Stacey Solomon, all that. Anyway, I'll get to.
Well, you are a celebrity, you know.
Nah. Anyway, so cut a long story short, he told me that he's done the head of United security. Is it Henry? Some guy called Henry, the head of security at United, and And he was telling me about him, and he's got like a £10.3 million house up in Stratford and whatnot. And he was telling me he's doing
And how much
security.
does he charge for his security?
Well, this
in the
guy's
wrong
like
game.
top. This guy's like top boy. He does all the players' CCTV and does it all for them. And he goes. He was at their house a couple of weeks ago. Marcus Rashford's mum was on the phone, absolutely kicking off like you wouldn't believe. And that Henry, the big dog, head of security, he's like, "No worries, I'm sorting it." What? And apparently she's kicking off because of the 10% hike in the security bill. And I thought, 10% hike, you're kicking off of that. The lad's just got a 300 something new contract. What they worried about? I'm like, crazy. But yeah,
Well, what's wrong with
random.
that? Was there a point to that story?
I know, I'm confused.
The story is that Rashford's mum seems like she's got a bit more bite than Rashford.
I
Maybe we should get her on the
okay,
pitch.
Bought him up, bro.
Do you know what I mean? The lady used to go without food and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So even if it's 10%, 5%, do you know what I mean? She
Yeah,
obviously
fair
knows
play
the
to
worth
her.
of money. She knows the
Yeah,
worth of
no.
money, man.
Yeah, but if your son's on 370
It doesn't mean you give it away.
It is security hard, pal. I mean, come on, you can't put a price on that, can you?
Oh, okay. Next time, 50%. Oh, no, it is security. Chal theek hai, do you know what I mean? Oh, dear.
Why
I
do I
thought he's
feel
gonna
like
come
when
with
someone says to Tej, "Sir, that's going to be £150," like he's ordering something, they're like, "Oh, it's 150 quid." He'd be like, "Yeah, sound."
No, Tej
No,
wouldn't. Tej
come
wouldn't.
on, come on.
No, Tej would. I mean, I would. 100%. Was Halia, what are you trying to, you know what I mean? Tej wouldn't.
No, I think I think they've already sussed you out, mate. Harpal's
Mate,
Harpal still owes me a pipe from 2006, mate.
yeah, you wish.
But anyway, go back to what we were talking about. So obviously we spoke a little bit about Bayern, but I think, look, we could dissect it, but like you said, I don't think anyone was expecting too much, but I'm hoping that players come back soon. But I do think Burnley again, I'll stand by it, hopefully record it. I can't see us doing anything if he plays Cass, Bruno and Ericsson again in that midfield. I just hope he changes it up a little bit. But what I really want to talk to you guys about is and get your opinion on is, do you feel like there's proper unrest now in the dressing room? Because it almost feels like moles are coming out, leaks are coming out again. There seems to be a divide. Is it all bullshit? Is it all media trying to pose trouble? Or is there a bit of truth in this?
I was just going to jump onto this because I was going to say that for me personally, the Bayern Munich, although we didn't get the result, I thought the result in itself was a positive because, as you said, Harps, we went toe-to-toe with one of the best in the world. They had their best team out. We had pretty much a second string out, and we scored 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? And anyone else does that in the Allianz Arena, they come away with the points, they come away with the victory. But then we fast forward a day or two, and newspapers are doing what newspapers do. Oh, dressing room sources said this, so-and-so said this, so-and-so's not happy, so-and-so thinks Erik ten Hag's this, a number of players think, and I just think morale was on the up. So where are we right now with this United squad?
I think there's definitely a little bit of truth because there's some players who are definitely alienated to a certain degree. And what I mean by truth is I definitely think there's still some little moles out there in that dressing room who are leaking shit to their agents and whatnot and trying to get news out. But I think Ten Hag's standing strong, though. Even in his presser today, he kept it quite strong. But this little thing, this little buzz of Sancho, it just ain't going away, is it? It's going to keep getting mentioned every game now. Is he in the squad? Does he apologise? Has he not apologised? I mean, what is going to
I
happen
think
there?
what it is, I think Sancho himself, he has some good friends in the dressing room, and I think it's affected the treatment between Ten Hag and Sancho itself. I think that's where some of it's come from as well. Maybe Sancho is also the one who's leaking a few of the information here and there about the favoritism, about what's come out as well today. But I do believe, yeah, that it is true. There are some leaks, there are some moles, and I keep saying it, burn the whole club down with everyone inside it.
Very positive of you there, Q. But
Yeah,
the reality is that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
So let's keep it positive. No one wants to burn down. For our
Yeah,
viewers out there, we do not wish to. If Old Trafford gets set on fire tomorrow, we are held not responsible for this.
Yeah, we do not
Please don't
advocate
agree.
this kind of
Yeah,
behaviour. Just want to
yeah.
put that out there.
We are law-abiding citizens, except for a Friday night and a Saturday evening.
Yeah, I think I've heard that saying a few times now. But burn the club down. Excuse me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? What's happening? One or two players aren't happy. It could be Maguire, it could be McTominay, it could be Sancho. I've even heard Tom Heaton mentioned. What we know is that this, and this again is an example of why this toxicity at the top. There is no one in control of that club, Manchester United. I mean, do you hear of these kind of things anywhere else at a top club?
This is
Do you know
what
what
I
I
was
mean?
getting to, Habs. Just forget the whole United at the attention and everything. Like everyone points to United, but compare United to the other clubs: Newcastle, the Cities, the Chelseas, the Arsenals, even the likes of Burnley or Leighton Orient. You don't see these leagues come out. You don't see this kind of bullshit come out from them clubs. It's always United, and it has been since the Glazers has been in charge. It's literally flip flop from the Glazers once they've come in. Fergie's left, the whole system changed and everything. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Let's just make it a circus in here.
They're just not. Excuse me. They're just not close enough to the club to even be there to even stamp any kind of authority.
No,
You
because
know.
all they care about is money. That's all it is.
Yeah. So you got people in there who obviously ain't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? You've got obviously Ed Woodward, who's trying to be everybody's friend. Obviously trying to run the ship, but he hadn't got a clue. As long as the Glazers see figures coming in, that's all they care about. Do you know what I mean? Go on.
Sorry, how amateur is it though? I mean, did you? I'm sure you did, but did you get to see elements of what Ollie was saying though about how Edward would text him and stuff? I'm thinking, this day and age, this is this the world we live in now, where a man can't be man enough to be like, you know what, let's have a catch up, let's chat, sending text messages now, basically preempting the guy that you're going to get sacked. And I just think the whole thing is just cowardly from Man United from the top down. It's just such.
See, Ted, my apologies. I agree with everything you just said there. There's a reason why I hate it when people say Manchester United. Because with all due respect, it is Manchester United. I get what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? But it's not Manchester United. This is Manchester United that we all fell in love with, and the world-renowned club that it is. It's the Glazers. Do you know what I mean? Again, they're the people who are in charge. It's their responsibility to make sure, excuse me, the club's running a proper ship. But they're not. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's where probably I'll get frustrated. People saying Manchester United, because like I said, we know Manchester United is a special club and it's revered all around the world. Like we said, hated, adored, never ignored. There's a reason. But you've got some fucking banded, I was going to swear, but I don't want to, running this club. And look at the state of it. And this is why I keep going back to when people keep moaning about players. Look, we don't know what's happening there. There's, like Ollie said, going back to Ollie's interview, there's people who want to leave, who want to escape. There's no doubt what you might want to touch upon as well. Harry Maguire had to be the captain because others ran away from that responsibility.
He didn't want to be captain, and that's where I was like, oh my god, like give the guy a break. The guy didn't want to be captain, and you look at those players who were there at the time, and I'm going to point out to your boy there a little bit, Harps. Marcus Rashford, all them lot, where were they? Why didn't they step up to the plate?
I dare they give it to Marcus Rashford. How old is Marcus Rashford?
He's too young. He's too. I think the people he's talking about when it comes to captaincy probably is the likes of Pogba, maybe.
Pogba.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think obviously
maybe even Dave. I was thinking De Gea, but because he was always thingy, wasn't he? Vice captain.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. About De Gea, the leak that came out, that apparently the squad are furious with how Man United treated him. As in,
mate,
I'm not surprised.
His leaving of the club.
Absolutely, it's the way they treat these players as well. It's not even right. It's not right.
Look,
you've heard Rio's story, haven't you?
Yeah. Look, I get that. Look, but Roy Keane, Fergie. Do you know what I mean? Yapstam. So I get that. Sometimes you've got to be ruthless. Like, do you know what I mean? And,
No,
and
no,
that
they're not
happens.
happy in the sense of how it was dealt with.
Yeah, but look
I
at the way Roy Keane was dealt with. That nobody was happy then. If you listen to the interviews, you know, even David Beckham. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't even say his goodbyes. He was gone as well. Do you know what I mean? I get that side of things. You sometimes have to be ruthless. But what I'm trying to say is within this, and these kind of things happen because there's so much player power that happens. They said rather than getting rid of Martial, who Jose Mourinho wanted to get rid of, they got rid of Jose Mourinho, rightly or wrongly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's cheaper to pay off one manager, innit?
But what I'm trying to say is when people say, "Oh no, you gotta, you know, you can't, you know, you're not making the players accountable, the managers accountable." What you've got to understand, this isn't a year or 2 years. This is 11 plus years. Look, we as fans are so frustrated, and we've got no, you know, we hold no ambition to our club no more. How do you think the players feel?
Perhaps so. Is it a question of, is it easier to sack the manager than the player?
It's easier to deflect the attention to the manager and the players, and not the owners.
But yeah, but
So
I get that.
with
But
all
what I'm
these leaks
saying,
that come out, it's so easy. Now, look, I'll try and answer that question. I mean, yes, it's easier to get rid of the players of the manager. Of course, it is. Do you know what I mean? Because players are marketable, aren't they?
yeah.
Do you know what I
But
mean? If they're doing well.
the difference is, Harps, with when it comes to players, just punish them, find them a wages. You know what I mean? Just demote them to the
The
reserves.
Glazers ain't got the balls to punish him.
Do you
This
know
is
what
the thing.
worries? You know what
The
worries me about
leaks
the
that
whole?
we've had, one sec.
Go on,
The
sorry,
leaks
sorry.
that we've had for these 18 years, they've gone unpunished.
Yeah.
Therefore,
agree.
the players will keep doing it because the players know they do it, the players get their way in the end.
Yeah.
Whereas
Oh.
if we had competent owners in place, they'd come down hard, which would then mean the director of football and, you know, all the way down the chain, each level would come down hard on the players. But the Glazers don't give a shit. So, yeah, the leaks are going to keep coming. They're probably feeding half of them themselves. And look, nothing changes until the Glazers are gone. We've said it for a long time now.
Yeah, do you know what worries me the most though, and this is a bit me flipping on its head a little bit, is everyone's talking about the players, you know, down in tools and he's losing the dressing room. What about if Ten Hag actually gets to the point he's like, you know what? I don't need this shit. I really don't need it. I'm worried we're gonna lose him. I'm worried that it's gonna get to a point where he's gonna start think I've just watched two top managers in Louis van Gaal, Jose go through this. I'm now getting it when I was regarded as one of the best up and coming managers in the whole of Europe, and you know I want to be regarded at the elite level. This could backfire completely on me, and I'll just hope that doesn't happen where it actually has a adverse effect where you know what it just means that you know what even he thinks no fuck this, I'm done, and that's what worries me.
This is what I'm trying to say, Tej. This is where the fans have to actually realise. Do you mean this is where they've got to kind of stop getting on the back of the player? Okay, players, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? At least the manager themselves. You've seen a manager last season, yeah, against all the odds. He's now,
Phenomenal.
you know, won a trophy. He then, you know, got us in the top 4. Okay, like you said, people keep calling him stubborn. He changed his tactics. He changed his the way his philosophy, quote unquote, to do that last year. Yeah, and obviously this year I kind of get it. The players that he wanted to play are all injured, so he can't get it. Okay, but why? This is what I'm trying to say. We can all see. So you get rid of this manager, another manager is going to come, and why does anybody think it's going to be any different?
No, we should not even. No player, no football fan should be thinking life without Ten Hag right now. It's absolutely
No Man United
ridiculous.
fan anyway.
Yeah, no Man United fan should be thinking that. And I've got a few people who already nibbled at me this week. Pudsey ring me this morning.
Is one of them Raj Singh by any chance?
Yeah, well, I didn't resign. And he said to me, he goes, I'm not sure about Ten Hag now. I'll go, listen, Ten Hag's not the problem. I'll go, those players are going through a tough time. The ownership is the problem. And anyone who knows football knows that that's the problem. I'm just saying to you guys going forward, me personally, I cannot see Ten Hag getting away from home football results playing Casemiro Eriksen and Bruno. I've watched
How
it
have we
too
gone
much
from the
now.
Glazers the problem
Yeah.
to Casemiro, Ericsson, Bruno?
I'm
Look,
just talking about
Ted,
away form. I'm just talking about away form.
Ted,
That's
Ted,
it.
Ted, I kind of I agree. Okay, in respects that you're probably right. Do you know what I mean? And I think Eddie Ten Hag probably knows himself. There's a reason why he was chasing midfielders the summer. Amrabat
Yeah.
to be in earlier. Obviously, he had his hopes on Kobe Mainoo. That's why he started every preseason game, even against Real Madrid as well. He left Case on the bench. If we don't forget, was it no? So he played Case. He left Ericsson on the bench. He's brought Mason Mount in as well. So Ericsson wasn't really playing that much. I think Eddie Ten Hag knows it. But like we keep saying, we've got to look to the bench and who else is there. Scott McTominay might give you a little bit of legs, but he doesn't control the game for you. Whereas Ericsson at least controls the game. He can hold the ball and pass the ball. Yes, unfortunately, he probably hasn't got the legs. But for Ten Hag, you can break. Again, the greatest example is against Arsenal. Martinez comes off, Lindelof comes off, and he has to bring in Maguire and Evans, two players he doesn't obviously want there, but that's what he's had to do. Do you know what I mean? Even Martial, he doesn't even want Martial there. He's put Højlund. Martial's been here 8 years, so if he's fit,
You know what,
he
to
should
be
be he should
fair,
be starting.
I couldn't believe he come on. You know what? It
you know
annoyed
what, he
me.
played all right, you know.
It annoyed
Yeah,
me
he
the fact that he
played all right,
came
yeah.
on, and I'm getting annoyed, and I'm thinking, why am I getting annoyed with this guy? He's just set up the goal. He's just been part of the creating
Yeah.
the second one. Why am I getting annoyed? It's because he turns up when he wants to turn up. He was gliding past players. He was getting good. I thought, what do you make up your mind, geezer? Like, what's your problem? What are you doing this on purpose to wind us up?
Don't forget, last season on preseason, that guy was he was unreal. So him, Sancho, and Rashford. And look, again, Eddie Ten Hag backed every single one of them players. Even going back to Jadon Sancho, he kept talking about him. But it comes to a point, like we've all saying, that the players aren't obviously performing. So he doesn't want, I don't think he wanted Sancho. We wanted to get rid of him, but we couldn't because of the wages he was on. Martial, again, because of the wages, we couldn't get rid of him. And where does that come from? From the mismanagement of the hierarchy. So
Quick question.
we've got... Go on.
Do we know when Martial's contract is up?
It's this year. He's got an he can extend it for 1 year, but that's our option. But it's this
So
year.
it's quite literally 60 million down the drain.
Yeah,
that chant.
Yeah, 50 million down the drain.
Harps,
One
what was your
more.
question? Harps, what was your question?
My question.
You said you had a question, didn't you?
No, that was
me, bro.
Afsal.
Oh, okay.
I think he's on
saying,
about
is it-
I think he's on about the earlier question. Go on, let's get it out of the way. There you go.
Are we
I read
ready?
that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
we're ready. Yeah.
Earlier
You know what?
question,
then,
yeah?
let's
I don't
get
think
some-
I don't think people were
fans
ready, man.
abusing me.
Ted, so you started off the conversation with Sancho, Anthony to Liverpool, which confused me. So that Liverpool conversation
Just
you
one
had.
second,
Yeah,
one
so I
second.
think-
Just to peel the curtain back a little bit. This
Let
is in
me
our
spread some
WhatsApp chat.
context.
Yeah, no.
behind this.
Let Afsal give the context first. How you kind of.
So this is in our WhatsApp chat. This is a little debate we've been having all day long, and we thought, you know what? Let's bring this to the viewers. So, Tej, I'm gonna let you go first. Boys,
Okay.
jump in when you feel free.
My viewpoint
No,
is
not
this.
yet. You got to give the context. How did it start?
I want to let Tej give the context.
Okay,
No,
I'll
he's
give
not
the
going to give the
context.
context. He's not going to give the
Of
context.
course I will.
No, I'm sorry. You're neutral here. Give the context of how it happened,
Alright,
and then let him
cool.
come in.
So, the
Woke
context
up
of
one
it is-
glorious morning, Friday morning. Yeah, go on, start with that.
It's a beautiful day.
I can't do
Go
no
on,
Fresh
Afsal.
Prince. No, that's Riz. But basically, guys, the context is now, from what I understood of this conversation, again, I had a busy day. I was working, so I was in and out. But basically, our great friend Tej is, from what I see,
I love
basically
TLFC fan.
hoping that Liverpool win games.
No, so what happened? I think what happened was he texted this morning about Jadon Sancho, didn't he? You know how he's not leaving, and he was debating. He should be fined. He should
finding
be
him,
sacked.
stopping his wages, and all of
Stopping
this.
his. Yeah, I politely says to him, look, how do you know that's not the case? Like, Jeremy, it's not come out in the media. This was Tej. How do you know? Do you know what I mean? It's obviously that we don't know everything that comes out. And then Ted, just went on a rant. Do you know what I mean? Saying, what was the words? What were the words? Yeah, this is the words. This is quoted him. Issue you have, Harp Out, is after analysing this group and the podcast, is you have become even more argumentative in your approach towards a sensible conversation. And my reply to this was, Ted, I can't take someone serious who wants Liverpool to win games.
Okay,
Ted,
are we
the floor
ready?
is yours. The
The
floor is
floor
yours.
is mine. Any logical person, please put yourselves on mute, all here. Any logical person does not want Liverpool to win the Premier League. Thus far, meaning that Liverpool need to have as many barriers in place for them not to win the league. Injuries, fixture pile-ups being a key element in that problem. Now, for somebody who has watched football for many years, I can tell you now, very rarely is a club successful in winning the Premier League and doing well in the Europa League. Very rarely do they do the double. I don't even think it's actually happened. I don't think the double has actually happened in the Premier League, where they've won the Premier League and they won the Europa League. It hasn't happened.
Ted,
Yeah,
because the team in the
One
Europa
minute.
League is usually shit. That's
One
why.
Man
minute.
United won the Premier League and the Champions League
Please
in the
allow.
same season.
No, he
Please
said
say-
Europa League. He said Europa
I
League.
said the Europa
That's
League.
what he-
Don't,
that's what he
please, guys. You meant to be all on mute. The floor is mine, apparently. You argumentative
I
bunch.
said they could jump in when they want.
Anyway, so we talked about barriers, injuries, fixture piles up, blah, whatever you want to call it. However, what I'm saying to you boys is now, you tell me in history where that's happened, where a team has won the Premier League and the Europa League. It doesn't happen. It's either one or the other, or they flop both. Most of the time in the Premier League, they flop both. Now, go on Google, Wikipedia, do whatever you need to do. All I have said is I would much rather Liverpool qualify from the group stage of the Europa League. That means that they're still in that competition, and that way they continue to play games on a Thursday and on a Sunday, because Carabao Cup has started, the FA Cup starts next month, and guess what? More European away games and travelling, fixture disruption, injuries that mount up, and it will mean that, you know what, there'll be more strain on them not to win the league, and I don't think that they will do it. I think the only time they won the league is during a COVID pandemic, which was the introduction of VAR. So let's just, we'll talk about it on another
Can I
day.
just
So
just
my 1 minute,
one
1 minute
question,
floor.
Ted?
1 second, 1 second. The floor's still mine. Finishing up
Shit,
now,
man.
and then it's not gonna go. That's it. Basically, yeah. Yeah. All I was gonna say is that's all I meant by Liverpool winning in terms of, so that way short-term pain, long-term gain for United fans, because I can't handle them winning the league. I can't handle them winning anything remotely, especially trophies. But sometimes the sad reality is we have to hope that they stay in those competitions to prevent them winning the league. That's all I was saying.
I get that, but my point I'm going to make now is, when has a Europa League run, when has a team in the Europa League ever actually been in a serious title race? Because they're not the elite of the elite in England.
But
so
this is what
your point is null and void from my aspect.
It's not.
What I was
you're about to
saying
be
is
blown out now.
you're
You're about to be blown out now. Barcelona last year.
I'm talking about the Premier League.
But listen,
we're talking about the Premier League. Listen, La Liga's a two-team league, bro.
No. Okay. With all due respect, then, Ted, I think they were like 3 rounds away from it, so they went knee deep in, and they still fucking won it.
Who?
Barcelona won the league.
That's what I'm trying to say to you. What I'm saying to you is Barcelona.
No, but they went quite deep into they went quite deep into the Europa League.
Did you hear? We knocked them out. But did you hear what Xavi said though? Xavi said, honestly, if we hadn't had this, we would have won the league by about 15, 20 points.
Mate, he can say all he wants after he's won it.
Mate, I'm saying to you,
the guy just won the league. He can do what he wants to say, what he wants to say.
The point I'm trying to make is Liverpool, it will be more of a hindrance for them if they're in that competition as opposed
Look,
to not
like,
winning. Imagine they
look,
get knocked out and they don't
look,
qualify. Mate, they got a clear run at it. One fixture a week. And you know what? They have the power and they have the fan. They have, Anfield. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a tough place to go. They've got a great record there under Klopp, and very rarely do they lose there. So, like I said, that was my only point behind the conversation.
Tej, what you're
okay, you
missing?
might,
Tej, what you're missing is, yeah, there's a pile up, but if they're still in the competition, they've got a chance to win that trophy. We don't want Liverpool to win nothing.
Mate, if they win the Europa as opposed to the Premier League, I'm happy. I don't care. I don't want them
So
to.
you're
I don't want
happy
them
as a Man United fan
Okay.
seeing Liverpool
Okay.
lift a trophy?
Yeah, this is what
I'm happy.
So this
them
is
see,
my
not
this is
winning
what
question.
I'm
the
saying.
Premier League.
He just come out, he just
Tej,
slipped out his forward
Tej,
slip, he just come out of
Tej,
his mouth.
This is my question. Okay, so this is my question, yeah. As a United fan, yeah, you've been going to games and you supported for the club for a long time. Would you be happy with United to get knocked out on the group stages and for Liverpool to win the Europa League? Forget Premier League, just that.
No, of course not. Why would I want that?
So why do you want Liverpool to win?
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I would rather Liverpool
No.
stay
Why
in
do
the
you want
competition because
Why?
I don't want them to have a better chance at winning the league. Same with United. No, I'll be honest with you. United now
Liverpool are
at the
not going to
start of
win the
this
league.
last season, part of me was hoping we'd get knocked out of the Europa League a lot earlier so we could focus more on the league. That little period after Christmas where everyone thought, you know what, they might have a little chance here when we close the gap on City. I think it was only 3 points or whatever. I actually think, you know what, that little period, imagine if we just played once a week.
Ted, you still
That's
here,
it.
yeah? Okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's
Okay,
all.
brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no evidence to suggest that not by playing in Europe, you're going to win the league. Playing one game a week, you're going to win the league. Now, Arsenal wasn't in Europe last year. Do you know what I mean? And they got and they didn't win the league. Okay, so you look at, like you said, you look at the
But look
stats and
how
things
close,
like that.
Harpal, but look how close. This is what I'm saying. But at the end of the season, that was not a
No,
true
no,
reflection of
yeah.
that league.
But did you see where their form fell off
Their form fell off
after
towards
they
the back
lost
end,
to
yeah.
Sporting? After they lost to Sporting Lisbon, before Sporting Lisbon, they were doing all right whilst they were in Europe, whilst they were in the
What?
Europa League. You look
Yeah.
at the
No.
results after they got knocked out of the Europa League. They started doing shit.
This is the
I-
thing, Tej, if you get knocked out of a tournament, your confidence drops. Arsenal bottled it. This is my point as well. Like,
Mm.
if they go through a loss, their confidence drops, which is good. If they keep winning, their confidence goes high.
Winning breeds confidence, and I think the
Yeah.
bit that Tej, that's one bit you're missing, Tej, and the other bit you're missing as well is, do you think they train as hard as they do when they got games in midweek? Players
I
rather
don't know.
play games, get their fitness through games, playing games, than training.
Yeah, I agree. I hear you there on that point. I just think now, personally, I think Liverpool will qualify anyway for the Europa League.
But the other question is as well, like, okay, you just name me a team, okay, who plays once a week, who's won the league, other
Chelsea.
than the Premier League, and other than
Chelsea.
Leicester and Chelsea ones.
But right, well, you're talking how many years ago, but off the top of my head, you're talking Chelsea and you're talking Leicester, but then also you're talking about other teams who've been really successful in the league as well. And what I mean by that is, let's just say Liverpool are not
Who are
in
in
the league.
Europe? Who play in Europe?
Well, who haven't played in Europe? You're on about,
No,
right?
who?
'Cause they're-
Man City, the last two champions. Liverpool, champions before then. Sorry, three champions. They were in the league, the Champions League. Like I says, I think only in 2016-17 Chelsea won it and Leicester won it. They were in Europe, but then previous to that, the teams were in Europe. Like I said, probably the last 30 plus years of the league, the Premier League. Only, like, again, Blackburn, obviously back in the day as well. Do you know what I mean? There's probably only not even a handful of times a team that's not playing in Europe and in the league obviously wins the league. Do you know what I mean? So there's no correlation between playing one game a week and you winning the league, basically.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The standard, though, in the Europa League has increased significantly in the last few years. It has got a lot better.
Which will
So I
make
think that's
Liverpool
also-
even sharper then.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it also means that it's a little bit more harder on teams as well. But look, that's my 2 cents on it. I think if the longer they stay in it, the less chance they got to win in the league. I think if they're out of it quickly, I think they got a better chance of winning the league.
And sorry, just before we finish up on this, yeah, the funny bit was, yeah, after the Bayern Munich, it was Bayern Munich, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Bayern. Was it Bayern Munich or was it? Who was it against, Ted, when you made that statement? Was it after the Brighton loss? Or was
What?
it Bayern Munich when you made that statement? Because what Ted had said, these was his words. Is this what we've now come to? We now want Liverpool to win games. I was like, what?
I'm assuming that was after Brighton.
I can't remember.
I was talking about the shambles that we're in as a club, and even in Europe.
Yeah, but you use the words. This is what we've become. We now. The word "we" want Liverpool to win, and I called you out. I said, "Who's
I
we?"
must have been in some.
And any of the
I
lads.
must have been in. I must have been in some 1958 spaces. I reckon I was in the wrong spaces. I reckon that's what happened. Apologies. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Leave that kind of stuff to them, man. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There's no
Yeah,
there's no we in that, mate. Don't tie me into that brush.
So good. It's so good. But what we reckon about Burnley, lads? Are we fancying it?
I mean, we are away, so no.
We need Harry
But
Maguire.
they're not a top 6 club, though, are they?
Yeah,
Or,
I know, but
or
I
does it mean
think
any game now?
The bottom of the league, aren't they?
And I think from what I've just read a headline somewhere,
they've not
they
won a
haven't
game.
got their top scorer, and they've got a couple of other players missing as well.
Yeah.
Well, they're 19th, and they're yet to win a game. They've got 1 point.
Yeah. The only thing that my worry is, I do think we can get away with the win. Honestly, we can probably get away with the win. But the only thing is, for me, is Burnley might turn into prime Bayern Munich and end up on Real Madrid and just be like, yeah, we're world class players. Because Company might be on the phone to Guardiola, might get a bit of tips. But I do believe we can honestly get a win out of that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going with a win. I'm always positive. I didn't go for a win against Bayern Munich. I think I said that to you boys because I was realistic. But not Bayern Munich got me saying it now, Aki. But Burnley, no, I think we'll have enough. We've got a few players come back. We'll have Varane.
I think we can
We'll have
comfortably win
Mount.
that.
Look again, like I said, against Bayern Munich, we played well. Obviously, that howler. Let's cover that. Oh my God, we forgot to cover that howler by Onana.
Oh no, but I felt bad for him. I did. I really did
I
feel bad
respect
for
the
him.
fact that he's come out and owned it.
Yeah.
But I thought his performance after was good.
Yeah, but you got people out there saying, "Oh, this is we should have spent that money elsewhere. We should have left David De Gea." I was like, "Come on, people! Like, don't
But
get me wrong.
these same fans were slagging off De Gea for years. You can't.
Can I drop a question, Eve, to all three of you? A question. So when it comes to
Go
keeper
for it.
wise, I'm literally still rating Onana. I'm backing him everything. Tej, 1 second before you go. When do we bring in the Turkish lad?
Ooh.
Just for a game.
the Carabao Cups.
League
In the
Cup,
Carabao Cups.
Crystal
Yeah.
Palace,
Yeah.
26th of is it 26th of September we play on? Or is it the second?
Well,
of
we've got them on a Tuesday and a Wednesday after
Tuesday,
the.
no.
Yeah, it's next week we play them.
Because for me, I want to see the Turkish lad play. I've seen him on YouTube, but that's different. And
I think he'll play him on that
say-
Tuesday, Akil.
Yeah.
I think he'll play him.
Because I see people saying he's really good. Ten Hag wanted him when he was at Ajax, but I think that's bullshit. And then I heard someone say that this fan lives in Turkey. He's followed obviously this keeper, but he's good, but not that good. If that makes sense. So I really want to see him play.
I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see him play Garnacho through the middle. I want to see him play Garnacho through the middle. I want to see him play Garnacho through the middle because
this
I
guy,
reckon,
man, this guy. You know what we should do? No. You know what we should do? We should play the Turkish lad in goal and get Onana to sweep up in the middle.
He'd probably do a better job than Victor.
And then get Garnacho. No, not central defense, midfield.
Listen,
get Onana to play in midfield, and then play Garnacho up front.
Garnacho.
And Tej, what you do Tuesday night? Do you fancy a game? Do you want to get to Old Trafford as well? Yeah, you want to jump
in the
on?
changing room, yeah. But listen, Garnacho is going to go for a little bulk now, yeah. And watch next season how much he fills out, yeah. And I'm telling you, I reckon he's got the attributes to play down the middle. I'm telling you, he's got the attributes, that pace, that power. I'm telling you, he's raw, he's brittle. I reckon he could do it. You know that.
He's raw, he's brittle.
No, he's a good player. He's got everything
Yes,
he
we know
needs.
he's a good player.
Isn't
I reckon-
brittle like soft?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Crumbles.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I
he's
thought.
not.
That's what brittle means.
No,
Yeah.
he's not brittle. I said, what's up with you?
Oh, well, I
said
don't know.
he's
All of us
raw,
said,
he's
yeah, he's
brittle.
brittle. Yeah, we all heard that.
He's not brittle. I said. Listen, and what I'm saying
Right.
is him down the middle, stretching the wings. I reckon he could be good. I'm telling you, I reckon he could be good. And we need to try switching up a little bit. I reckon.
What do you say, Rashford on the right? Or no?
I
actually,
try
hang
not
on,
to
I have
talk
an
about
idea.
Rashford. I try not to talk about Rashford no more because there's no point. It's going to turn into one of the things where it's a hate thing.
Yeah,
I've
but
always
hear
said
me
it.
out though.
He's
hear me-
overrated. He's overrated. He's our highest played player.
Stop now, Tej. I got kicked out of groups for this.
That's it.
Tej,
So
hear
just
me out.
leave it there.
Tej,
But
hear
I
me
do
out.
love him. But I do love him.
Tej, hear me out. Rashford on the right, Martial on the left, Holland in the front.
Problem you got is Akil is Eric
Well,
Ten
when's
Hag
this?
wants
Akil?
wingers.
Tomorrow? Burnley?
No, I'm just saying.
Akil, he won't
No.
do it because Ten Hag wants wingers who will trap back and defend. And even though Rashford doesn't do it as well, but he still does it better than Martial. And the reality is Ten Hag won't play Martial left wing. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
All right, boys, I've got an idea. And Aki, you just turned me onto this idea, so thank you. You know how we do our predicted 11 every week? And we normally sort of majority vote it. Tej,
Yeah.
predicted 11 for tomorrow. Go for it. We'll use
Tomorrow.
that. Yeah.
Honestly,
What's your predicted 11?
I don't know. I can't see him changing much from the Bayern Munich game. I would have thought he'd probably still play someone like Scott, but I reckon he'll just keep the same team. If not, maybe I think Mount might be fit. Is Mount back? Is he? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think him and Amrabat are back.
Mount and Varane are apparently back.
Truthfully, I'm going to say something really controversial here, but I think Bruno needs a little break as well. You know, did you see Bruno last 20
You're
minutes?
saying
Bayern?
put this person in, drop this person. Give us an 11,
No,
man.
I don't really know fully, but did you see Bruno the last 20 minutes? He looked so
Yeah, we've seen him. Give us an
exhausted.
11. This is what this guy is so good at, yeah. 11 will drop.
He's
He
like,
will
I don't
not
want
say
to
a
do
word,
that,
and then when
but
we
this
lose,
person
yeah, he'll say,
put this-
see, that shouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have played that team. All right, Tej, next game, tell us which team. Then he doesn't. Then he goes. You
No,
know.
I'd stick
can't
with
see-
them.
He
I'd
goes.
stick with
Yeah.
Palestri. I'd stick with Palestri. Yeah.
Hang on. Start from goal, man. Don't do it Man United
Goal.
style. Start from goal.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just keep it Anana. He's
Okay.
gonna stick with He's gonna stick with Dallo.
No. Not what you
Or what I would
think
do.
he's gonna. Yeah. What would you?
Yeah,
what
what
would
I
you
think or what I think he's gonna do, or what I would do.
No. What
What
would you do?
if you were the manager, Tej? If you were the manager on the touchline with your suit on and everything, like you come on the podcast and everything with
With
your
his
suit
party
on.
pant with all that dancing he's been doing. Yeah.
So
Picture
who would
that.
you pick? Who would you pick?
I think tomorrow I'd go Dallo, Martinez, Victor, Region, and what I would also potentially do, Burnley, I'd play Cass, Scott, Garnacho on the left. I would play Rashford on the right, and I would play Bruno and Højlund, so number 10.
You
I'd
got that,
change
yeah?
it up. Yeah, I'd change
Oh
it
my
like that.
God, Tej, you fucking hilarious, man. So
What
basically,
do
you
you-
would
A
do
minute ago,
near
he said
enough
stop
what.
playing Cass.
So yeah, exactly. So near enough what you would do is what really Ten Hag has been doing. We all know you don't put Rashford on the right. Okay, we just know there's
He's got to
no
mix it
data
up.
to
He's got to
suggest.
mix it up. He's
There's
got to mix
nothing
it
to
up a little bit.
suggest that Marcus Rashford. He mixed it up
Oh,
last year.
why don't you play
and you could
4-4-2? Play Rashford up front with him, Højlund. Play 4-4-2. Why can't he mix it up?
So you still need wingers.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. If it means put Bruno out right for a bit, put Garnacho on the
And
left.
I'm
do
sure
what you
you're
need
one
to
of
do.
those people who says that you shouldn't put Bruno on the right because he's wasted.
No, what I always say is Bruno shouldn't be in central midfield with Cass and Ericsson. That's all I've ever said, and I just strongly think that shouldn't happen anymore. The proof is in the pudding. Them three, they can't win games. They can't win games together like that.
You say that, but they were amazing together last season.
At home only, at home. And was that down to the fact it was them, or was it down to the fact that Marcus Rashford was unbelievable at being clinical, and the fact that our defense was unreal? So it's a hard one to
Yeah, but
call.
they're
You can't
part of
say
the 11. You can't if one player doesn't perform, you can carry that load. If 3 players don't perform, you can't carry that. So
Okay,
you
let's say
can't
your
say
let's
that
let's
doesn't
say your
balance out.
11 then. Outside, what's your 11?
Bro, if you want my 11, I'll give it to you, but the one that's going up on the socials is yours.
Oh, go on, give it to me. Go on.
All right, okay, cool. Onana in goal.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any defenders, so Dalot, Martinez. I think is Varane back? I saw somewhere, so Varane,
So you
Reguilon.
sneaky little gits. You didn't tell me Varane was back.
I literally said Varane and Mount are back.
Okay. All right. Well, my apologies. Mount goes straight in. Varane goes straight in. All right.
No. You've done it now. You've done it.
No.
That's it, you did it.
No.
It's locked in.
Yes, Tej.
Hard to Johan. Friday night. Yeah. Okay. Now,
Right, midfield. I'd do Casemiro, Hannibal, Bruno.
Hannibal. Jesus Christ.
He scored last week, Tej.
I know, but
He's the only one.
And Tej, let's not forget. Sorry, Afzal. You're the one who's always saying let's play the kids.
No, fair play. No. Oh, listen, I'm not
अपनी
criticizing
बारी
that.
होनी चाहिए. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
If you're in
yeah,
Ten
that-
Hag's seat, you know what I mean. It's easy to guppa sit in there. You know what I mean. At your home, I should be easier. But it comes down to when you're next on the line. Yeah, you put players who are tried and trusted, who played there, been there. Do you know what I mean?
Listen,
This is a
I
classic
love
example.
Ten Hag. All right, me and Eric go way back. All right,
Yeah.
we're boys. Yeah.
Too Jaffe.
But
It's
now
like
this
the Ron
prediction,
Amsterdam
this
together, yeah?
prediction's got the prediction guy. You post that if you want, but now I know Varane and Mount back. I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. So, Tika. But Munde, I've got to go. I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. And it's been emotional. Speak soon. See you after the game tomorrow night.
See you in a
See
bit.
you soon, Tej.
See you later, lads.
All right, just for the sake of continuity, I'm going to finish that lineup. So Bruno, Hannibal, Casemiro was the midfield. Up front as a front 3, I'd do Rashford on the left, Highland, and I think you can only do Garnacho on the right. I don't know who you put on the right-hand side.
Yeah, what was Tedge's? Because
He said Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, Garnacho on the left and Hoyland at the top, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After saying don't put Rashford on the right.
Yeah.
God knows, man. But that's just Tej for you guys. What can we say?
Yeah.
Is there anything else we
exactly.
need to say?
No, I think the only thing we ever need to say, as we always say, man, is just Glazers out, man. I'll reiterate again. Nothing's going to change at this club. Look, people come at me. If you really want to have a debate as well about this with me and you want to prove me wrong, please, I think we'll have you on the podcast as well. It'll be interesting to get your views. But I'm waiting for somebody to challenge my view that until the Glazers are gone, we're going to keep getting these same results and these same performances.